Imagine this: a small hotel room in England. The blue glow of a cheap television illuminates a young face. He's just plugged an Amazon Fire TV stick into the back of the set. With only this streaming device, a basic smartphone, and the hotel TV at his disposal, this teenager is about to breach one of the world's most secretive game studios. The date is September 2022. Within hours, 90 video clips from the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 will flood the internet. Gamers and developers alike will be in disbelief. How did someone infiltrate Rockstar Games and leak footage of their unreleased blockbuster? The answer is even more unbelievable. The culprit is just 17 years old, a member of a notorious hacker crew called Lapsus. He's pulling off this audacious hack from a budget hotel while out on bail. But how did a kid on bail, forbidden from even touching a computer, outsmart billion-dollar companies with a streaming stick? And how far would he go before the world caught up? This isn't just a story about a video game leak. It's a chilling cybercrime documentary that exposes the incredible fragility of our digital world. Our story begins not in a corporate boardroom, but in a teenager's bedroom in Oxford, England. Ariane Kurdaj was a quiet, tech-obsessed kid. He was someone who spent countless hours devouring everything he could about computers. By age 16, he had joined an online community of like-minded individuals. This loose collective called themselves Lapsus, and they weren't interested in staying small. They set their sights on the biggest targets they could find. Their motivation was not politics or ideology, mind you, but pure fame, money, and as one member reportedly put it, for the lulz, the sheer thrill of it all. Lapsus first gained notoriety in 2021, pulling pranks like defacing websites. But beneath the surface, the teen from Oxford was rapidly leveling up his skills. His father even described him as very good on computers. Online, Ariane went by multiple aliases at one point: White, and later even posing as a supposed IT worker named Lily. This chameleon-like ability, combined with a knack for social engineering, made him a central figure in Lapsus. Social engineering is essentially the art of psychological manipulation to trick people into giving up access. By early 2022, this band of digital troublemakers was ready to announce itself to the world in a very big way. Their first real hack wouldn't just make headlines, it would expose how frighteningly fragile the internet really is. In February 2022, Lapsus struck its first giant, NVIDIA, a Fortune 500 chipmaker known for its cutting-edge graphics cards. Kurdaj and his crew claimed to have infiltrated NVIDIA's network and stolen a trove of data, a staggering 1 terabyte of it. Then came an outrageous demand. If NVIDIA didn't remove certain limits on its products and open source its proprietary software, Lapsus would dump everything they'd taken. It was a bizarre ultimatum, far more akin to a sophisticated prank than a traditional ransom demand like we see in many dark web scams. NVIDIA predictably refused to yield. So, the hackers made good on their threat, leaking the login credentials of over 71,000 NVIDIA employees online. Confidential schematics and internal files began to surface across the web. A corporate behemoth had been humbled by a teenager working from his bedroom. This wasn't about sophisticated malware or zero-day exploits. It was all about social engineering, the art of psychological manipulation to trick users into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Flush with this success, Lapsus grew bolder. They tore through a string of other high-profile targets in rapid succession. They breached the systems of Samsung, stealing sensitive source code, and siphoned data from gaming companies like Ubisoft. Then, in March 2022, they set their sights on one of the biggest tech companies on the planet, Microsoft. On Lapsus Telegram channel, a startling screenshot appeared. It showed Microsoft's internal Azure DevOps environment, hinting at access to source code repositories for Bing, Windows, and more. Microsoft's engineers scrambled, a frantic rush mirroring emergency response protocols we see in countless international fraud cases. But it was too late. The very next day, Lapsus leaked a 37-gigabyte archive of Microsoft source code, including an estimated 90% of the Bing search engine's codebase. The unthinkable had happened. A loose band of teenagers was spilling the secrets of one of Silicon Valley's titans. Lapsus still wasn't done. In the UK, they infiltrated the telecom provider BT and its mobile subsidiary EE. Thousands of EE customers suddenly received unsettling text messages demanding a $4 million ransom on behalf of Lapsus. This was a bold step into direct financial fraud mechanics, showing the group would stop at nothing for notoriety and profit. By now, their brazen hacking spree was making headlines worldwide. The chaos was so profound that it put international law enforcement on high alert. Investigators from the FBI to London's cybercrime unit were racing to track down these audacious intruders. But as Ariane celebrated from behind a screen, he didn't know it yet. Someone had already traced the trail back to him. By spring 2022, the international manhunt for Lapsus dollar paid off. On March 24, 2022, police in London moved in and arrested 7 suspects believed to be part of the crew. Among them was Ariane Courtage. His identity had been blown just days earlier after rival hackers had doxed him, leaking his name and address online. The mastermind who had embarrassed multi-billion-dollar companies was now unmasked and in custody. For a moment, it seemed the wild spree of hacks was over. Given Ariane's age and his neurodivergent condition, the court took an unusual approach, releasing him on bail under strict conditions. He was forbidden from accessing the internet or possessing any digital device. Authorities even put him up in a Travelodge hotel where he could be monitored, as his public exposure made him a potential target. His laptop and all his electronics were confiscated. The message was clear: the teenage hacker prodigy was to stay offline. Companies around the world breathed a sigh of relief, hoping this kid's arrest had finally plugged the leaks. For a while, Ariane stayed under the radar. Months passed quietly, yet behind the doors of that budget hotel room, the 7-year-old was growing restless. He was isolated from his online cohorts, but his mind was still brimming with the thrill of the hack. The story should have ended here, but it doesn't. Ariane Courtage was about to defy his bail conditions in spectacular fashion. With no computer to speak of, he somehow prepared for another strike. The real question remained: how do you hack the world without a computer? It's now September 2022. Ariane had found an ingenious way around his internet ban. He'd purchased a simple Amazon Fire TV stick, a tiny gadget meant for streaming movies, and plugged it into his room's television. With this device and a new smartphone, he essentially had a makeshift computer that the police had overlooked. The hotel hacker was open for business. On September 15th, employees of the ride-hailing giant Uber saw a message pop up on their Slack channel and thought it must be a joke. It wasn't. The message read, "I announce I am a hacker and Uber has suffered a data breach." Chaos erupted inside Uber. Ariane had gained administrative access to Uber's internal systems through old-fashioned deception. He had contacted an Uber IT contractor impersonating tech support. This is classic vishing voice phishing. He convinced the contractor to reveal their login credentials, giving him the initial foothold into Uber's corporate network. Now he was rummaging through their data, even posting a profanity-laced meme on an internal webpage to prove his presence. Uber was forced to shut down tools like Slack and reset countless systems as they scrambled to eject the intruder. Ariane, meanwhile, boasted on Uber's internal chats that he was just 18 years old. It's a terrifying thought. A teenager effectively holding a multi-billion-dollar company's data hostage for bragging rights. But Uber was just a warm-up. Next, Ariane set his sights on an even more illustrious target: Rockstar Games. This was the big one. On September 18th, he infiltrated Rockstar's internal Slack workspace using similar social engineering methods. This likely involved a blend of vishing and perhaps exploiting weak multi-factor authentication (MFA) protocols through an MFA bombing attack. Once inside, he made a brazen announcement, writing a message demanding Rockstar contact him on Telegram. He threatened, "If Rockstar does not contact me on Telegram within 24 hours, I will start releasing the source code." Soon after, a user named TuberHacker appeared on a popular Grand Theft Auto forum. It was Ariane. He began posting dozens of video clips, nearly an hour of footage in total from the in-development version of Grand Theft Auto 6. Instantly, the gaming world was in uproar. The leaked clips, still rough, confirmed long-rumored details like the Miami-like setting and the new female protagonist. Rockstar's parent company scrambled to issue takedown notices, and the next day, Rockstar confirmed the network intrusion. Beyond the 90 leaked videos, the hacker claimed to have stolen source code for both GTA 5 and GTA 6. If the code got out, it could enable cheats, hacks, or give competitors a peek at Rockstar's proprietary engine. The company reportedly spent millions recovering from the breach, with estimates of at least $5 million in expenses, alongside thousands of developer hours thrown into security reviews. All of this damage was from an attack orchestrated by a teenager on bail. The audacity made international headlines. But Arion didn't realize that every bold move, every message, every forum post was a trail of breadcrumbs leading back to that hotel in Oxfordshire. On a late September evening, just days after the GTA 6 leak, police quietly assembled outside the hotel room. They stormed in and caught Arion Kurtaj red-handed. The Amazon Fire TV stick was still connected to the room's TV, evidence of his exploits flickering on screen. The teenage hacker who terrorized tech companies was arrested for a second time. This time, there would be no easy release. Due to his neurodivergent condition, Arion was eventually deemed unfit to stand a normal criminal trial. In 2023, a London jury found that he did commit the hacks, and a judge ordered him to be held indefinitely at a secure psychiatric hospital. The story of the teen who leaked GTA 6 sent shockwaves through both the gaming industry and the cybersecurity world. It prompted authorities to warn parents about the lures of hacking for fame and fun. A 17-year-old with a $50 gadget managed to outsmart corporate security, but in the end, his own life was upended as well. This saga stands as a sobering reminder. In an era where a kid in a bedroom can breach billion-dollar companies with simple social engineering, the line between youthful mischief and serious crime has never been thinner. For those who dare to cross it, the consequences can be as far-reaching as the crimes themselves. So, what can we learn from this incredible cybercrime documentary? How can we protect ourselves and our organizations from similar digital threats? First, strong multi-factor authentication, MFA, is critical. Almost every major breach, especially those involving social engineering, finds a way around weak or improperly implemented MFA. Use app-based authenticators over SMS codes, which can be intercepted, and never ever approve an MFA request you didn't personally initiate. Second, we must train for social engineering. This is a human problem, not just a tech problem. Companies need robust, ongoing training for everyone, from the CEO to the newest intern. Teach them to recognize phishing emails, suspicious phone calls, and tailgating attempts. Remember, IT will never ask for your password over the phone or email. Third, implement the principle of least privilege. Users and systems should only have the minimum access necessary to perform their job functions. An attacker who compromises a single contractor's account shouldn't be able to seize admin control of the entire network. Fourth, conduct regular security audits and penetration testing. Companies need to hire ethical hackers to try and break into their systems to find vulnerabilities before the malicious actors do. For individuals, be skeptical online. If an email or message seems too good to be true or too urgent, it probably is. Always verify requests for information through a separate, trusted channel. Also, keep all of your software updated. Patches fix the security vulnerabilities that hackers like Lapsus thrive on. The story of Arion Kurtaj is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, both for good and for ill. It reminds us that our digital defenses are only as strong as their weakest link, and often that link is us. But Arion wasn't the only hacker who brought billion-dollar companies to their knees. To see how another group of hackers turned into one of the most feared ever, make sure you're subscribed to The Digital Sleuth and click on the video popping up right now. Thank you for watching, and stay safe in our increasingly connected world.